When everything falls apart, discovering my wife's affair with my half-brother life, in its unpredictable and often cruel way, has a habit of throwing us off balance when we least expect it. For me, this unsettling truth was harshly realized through an experience that left me reeling and questioning everything I thought I knew about trust and loyalty. My world was one I had meticulously built, with each stone laid carefully over time, or so I believed. My marriage was the cornerstone of this structure, a partnership I assumed would weather any storm. My wife and I had been through numerous challenges, but we had always come out stronger, or so I thought. We met in college, and our connection was instant. There was a spark, a mutual understanding, that seemed rare and precious. Over the years, we built a life together, navigating the complexities of adulthood with a shared vision of the future. From cozy nights in our first apartment to the excitement of buying our first home, every step seemed to affirm that we were on the right path. My wife was more than a partner. She was my confidant, my best friend, and the person I thought I would grow old with. Our relationship had its rough patches, as all relationships do, but we had always managed to work through them, reinforcing our bond with every challenge we overcame. Then there was my half-brother. Our relationship was less conventional. We were not raised together, but our shared history meant that he was someone I felt an innate connection with. He was the sibling I could rely on, the one who understood the nuances of our family dynamics. Our bond was forged through shared experiences and mutual respect, and I had always thought of him as a steadfast presence in my life. The first signs of something amiss were subtle but disturbing. I noticed my wife acting strangely and uncharacteristic distance in her mannerisms, a hesitation in her voice when discussing certain topics. I tried to dismiss my concerns, attributing them to work stress or other mundane factors. However, as days turned into weeks, these small signs began to accumulate into something more troubling. I began to notice late-night phone calls that were carefully hidden, vague explanations about where she had been, and an unsettling sense that she was withdrawing from me. The situation escalated when I stumbled upon a message on my wife's phone. It was a text from my half-brother, and the content was deeply troubling. The message was casual, almost affectionate in tone, and it was clear that there was more to their interaction than mere friendship. The discovery was like a jolt to my system, a moment of gut-wrenching clarity that something was seriously wrong. I confronted my wife with the evidence, and the confrontation was a whirlwind of emotions. The reality of the situation unfolded slowly, like a tragic play, with each new revelation adding another layer of pain. My wife confessed to an affair with my half-brother. The words hit me like a sledgehammer. It wasn't just the betrayal of my wife, but also the violation of the trust I had placed in my sibling. The sense of betrayal was compounded by the fact that this was not just any affair. It was with someone who was supposed to be a close family member. The pain was not just emotional, but also deeply personal, a wound inflicted by those I had considered my closest allies. The immediate aftermath was a cacophony of emotions: anger, sadness, confusion, and disbelief. I struggled to process the enormity of what had happened. My initial reaction was one of sheer rage. I felt like I had been blindsided by the people I trusted the most. The anger was not just directed at my wife and my brother, but also at myself for not seeing the signs earlier, for not protecting myself from this betrayal. The emotional fallout was immense. It affected my work, my social interactions, and my sense of self. The once familiar routines of my life became tainted by the shadow of this betrayal, and I found myself grappling with a sense of profound loss. Family dynamics became strained. The holiday gatherings that were once filled with laughter and warmth turned into uncomfortable affairs. Conversations were stilted, and the atmosphere was thick with unspoken tension. Friends, who had been supportive in the past, now seemed unsure of how to handle the situation. Their attempts at offering comfort often felt inadequate, and their uncertainty added to my sense of isolation. It was a lonely place to be, surrounded by people who wanted to help, but couldn't quite bridge the gap between their good intentions and my shattered reality. Therapy became a crucial part of my journey towards healing. The sessions provided a safe space to explore and articulate the complex emotions I was experiencing. I found solace in speaking to a professional who could help me navigate the labyrinth of my feelings. The process of healing involved acknowledging the depth of the pain, understanding the impact of the betrayal on my sense of self, and working through the myriad of emotions that accompanied it. Therapy also offered practical tools for managing stress and anxiety, which were invaluable as I tried to rebuild my life. Trust, once shattered, is incredibly difficult to restore. The experience left me questioning my ability to trust others, and even more so, my ability to trust myself. Rebuilding trust is a gradual process, requiring both time and effort. I had to learn to set boundaries and to rebuild my sense of self-worth, which had been eroded by the betrayal. It was a journey of self-discovery, where I had to confront my own vulnerabilities and work through the impact of the betrayal on my identity. The process of moving forward involved reevaluating my relationships and my expectations. I had to come to terms with the fact that the people I had trusted implicitly had let me down in a way that was deeply hurtful. It was a time for introspection, where I examined the dynamics of my relationships and considered what changes needed to be made. It also involved making decisions about the future of my marriage and my relationship with my half-brother. Both relationships needed to be redefined in the wake of the betrayal, and that process was fraught with difficulty. Forgiveness, if and when it comes, is a complex and personal journey. It does not mean forgetting or condoning the betrayal, but finding a way to move forward without being anchored to the past. For me, forgiveness was about letting go of the anger and resentment that were consuming me, not for the benefit of those who had hurt me, but for my own peace of mind. It was about finding a way to heal and to reclaim my life from the shadow of the betrayal. As I reflect on this experience, I realize that while the journey has been painful, it has also been transformative. It has forced me to confront the depths of my emotions and to rebuild my life from the ground up. It has taught me valuable lessons about resilience, self-compassion, and the importance of setting boundaries. Although the pain of betrayal will always be a part of my story, it is no longer the defining feature of my life. I have learned to find strength in my own resilience and to embrace the hope of a future where I can find peace and fulfillment. For anyone who finds themselves in a similar situation, my advice is to seek support, take the time to process your emotions, and remember that healing is a gradual process. Surround yourself with people who care and understand, and be patient with yourself as you navigate the complexities of betrayal and trust. It is possible to rebuild and to find a way forward, even in the face of profound hurt. In the end, life's unexpected blows can be devastating, but they also offer opportunities for growth and self-discovery. While the journey through betrayal is undoubtedly challenging, it is also a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the capacity for renewal. Embrace the journey, allow yourself to heal, and hold on to the hope of a brighter future.